everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Pop for This. We are your hosts. I am Machi, the ring geek.
Killer Guillotine.
Candy, the total hill.
You didn't do it.
Oh, this?
We did it for you.
And today we've got a very special episode. Today we are going to be talking about misused.
Felt like I did it halfway and it was like
Fully extended. There
it
you
wasn't fully right.
No.
All right.
Iraq?
Pause. So so today we're gonna talk about misused, underused, misbooked, however you want to say it, superstars.
The Kevin Owens of the world.
The Kevin Owenses of the world.
The Finn Balor's of the world.
The Baileys of the world.
Oh,
Big booty baby.
And
the AJ Styles of the world.
Just, a lot of the talent that, not that they had a bad career on paper, amazing careers, but if you look beyond that and see how they were booked, you understand that there's a lot more that they could have done. So, that's what we've got to talk about today. Just want to remind you to like, subscribe, comment, follow.
Now. Do it now.
On
Do it right now.
All our platforms on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We in there, so help us get over, guys. So, I actually want to start with someone you mentioned who, to be honest, he wasn't someone who was front of mind, but as soon as you mentioned him, I'm like, yeah, that guy absolutely needs to be talked about. AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
So, yeah, since you mentioned him, let's talk about AJ.
The phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Yeah, I'm just surprised that we just had an episode where we were talking about Roman Reigns, and we mentioned one thing we mentioned is about how much times Roman Reigns main events at WrestleMania. How many times did AJ Styles main event WrestleMania?
No.
Never.
Maybe twice.
When was he the headlining show?
I don't think he ever was.
Let's see.
AJ Styles, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because of all the accolades that AJ Styles has done. He's Mr. TNA. And we don't even want to... One of the founding members of the Bullet Club.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean...
Put New Japan on the map. And they don't really push him. Besides I'm not going to front. When he first came in, they gave him a strong push.
They did.
Him and that feud that he had with John Cena was amazing. The matches that they had was amazing.
That last one.
His championship run was amazing. And it was a long-ass championship run.
When it was the house that AJ built on SmackDown?
Yep.
We're going to beat up John Cena.
Yeah.
And his run lasted like a year.
Yeah.
It was a long-ass run. I made this joke during his run. I'm like, yo, did AJ buy the belt? And we don't know that was his? That's why he has it all the time?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
He did.
But after that, I don't know what happened. Vince McMahon got bored of him. I don't know. He was nowhere near the title scene after that.
At all. I gotta pause this real quick. How do I pause this? All right, you know what? I'll edit it. All right, so yeah, we were saying
Why did you?
that was good. So yeah, you were saying
Recording?
it's recording. So yeah, you were saying that why is it? Yeah, oh there it goes. Okay. Yeah, it is. But yeah, you were saying it felt like AJ bought the belt. And that was a great run. It was. But since then, after that, like I felt like he never won a Royal Rumble. Yeah. He did main event WrestleMania 36 with The Undertaker, so there was that one time, but he never won a Royal Rumble.
And that wasn't really like a match. That was a cinematic movie. Like, come on.
Was that during COVID?
WrestleMania 36.
Is that why that
I don't
happened
know
that
the
way?
year.
That was
That happened
weird.
that way because the Undertaker couldn't do matches.
He couldn't, yeah.
He couldn't do what AJ.
That's why they did the
did.
cinema, yeah. That's why they made it a cinematic match. Excuse me.
That was
Yeah,
during
that was during COVID.
That was during COVID. That's
That was
why
right
they
during the
couldn't.
start
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
yeah.
They could. They had that weird cinematic. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. But
and that was considered Undertaker's last match.
yeah. Now, and this isn't to say that AJ Styles had a bad career, because I don't think he did. But I felt like there was just more they could have
Got out
done
of
with
him.
him.
Absolutely.
A
Exactly.
lot more. I think he could have had more title reigns. I love the house that AJ built. That was a lot of fun. And he had the title for over 200 days. At a time when that thing was like a hot potato. And aside from that initial push, you know, they didn't they didn't really give him the spotlight like that. There was that one WrestleMania where he wrestled Shane, and it was the best match of that WrestleMania.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that's right.
That was like a crazy match.
Yeah.
That was a crazy match. Um, so yeah, AJ definitely is someone who kind of jumped out at me when you mentioned him, obviously, but then it really kind of stuck. Like, yeah, I feel like they could have done more for sure. So, uh, anybody else?
Guillotine.
What's that one person I had in my mind? The person I think I feel the more you mentioned him just now, Finn Balor. Like when Finn Balor first came out, and it's unfortunate because we all know the story. He got injured, and he lost that. And what would have happened if he didn't get injured, that shoulder injury, and he got the key? Where would he have been by now? And they didn't even give us a chance to find out. They just, and I do like what Finn has done with the Judgment Day, but there there's something missing. Like I feel like that we didn't get the best of Finn Balor.
Yeah.
They didn't put him in the proper situation.
Yeah.
Before the Judgment Day, I don't even remember what he was doing. He was having these. He was being thrown to the wolves that matches.
He was in the Intercontinental scene a lot. He had some pretty good matches with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was always at a point where they needed Seth to do something, elevate on something. So they would throw him, and they would go back to like I was the first champ. Like they could have given him more.
He was a top jobber.
Yes,
I
I was just about to say Finn was just, and it's crazy because it's like that switch is just completely unforgiving because they had him beat Roman Reigns clean.
Crazy.
And then he beat Seth Rollins, first Universal Champion ever.
They had big hopes for him.
And then that was it. He
Yeah.
never had a title reign, never. And I mean, I like what Finn is doing now, but do I think Finn should have, more of a resume? Hell yeah.
Dude.
Another one. He's never won a Royal Rumble.
Dude, and
he's never even been favored to win a Royal Rumble.
It's like they've completely forgot about all the work that he did in NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a champion for a very long time.
Did they ever have a Demon Fiend match?
Yes, they did.
They did.
They
did.
They did. But yeah, he's one of those guys that like just the talent is there, but just give him something to
give him the chance.
Give him the chance to do like you kept saying, he started the Bullet Club for God's sake.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the coolest factions.
Yeah, like people forget that. A lot of people think it was AJ Styles.
Oh.
Who was the OG. He's like, no. AJ Styles is one of the original or one of the older members, but Finn Balor is the founder.
He's on that upper echelon New Japan list with all those high profile wrestlers that came from out there.
Yeah.
I think that he was utilized so wrong.
Yeah.
For so many years in WWE.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be one of those things where he let it happen. He was floating too, but I think they missed a lot of good opportunities with a Finn Balor.
Yeah, I think Finn Balor is one of those guys who he loves the fact that, because there is that flip side, that human part of it. He's consistently on TV. He's featured, every Monday Finn Balor is doing something.
Mm-hmm.
He's in high profile storylines. So I can appreciate that. But if I'm looking at the talent, his talent is outsized for things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I love the Judgment Day, but Finn Balor can stand on his own.
He was already doing it.
He can stand on his own
Yeah.
completely.
Absolutely.
A lot of it, I think, is because it's just a bad timing. He came during the Vince McMahon era, and the minute Vince McMahon stops believing in you, that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's not much. That's not much you can do after that. And unfortunately, Vince McMahon gave up on Finn Balor. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he saw. Maybe he said he didn't have much maybe he didn't think he had charisma, or I don't know. The things that I admit that I'm mad about, they could have did a lot of stories with it. You know, the this alter ego,
The
the
demon.
Demon King.
Yeah.
Yo, the beef that he had a beef with Bray. Besides the match, the beef was whack. It
Yeah.
was not good.
That's why I had to ask a question. It wasn't memorable. Like, how do you miss out on a demon, Bray Wyatt or Fiend beef? Like, there should be a supernatural beef that shatters worlds.
I think Undertaker was still wrestling when the Fiend premiered. When Finn Balor debuted.
The demon.
They could have did they could have did something with them, you know?
Pass the torch.
Yeah.
Pass the supernatural torch.
I think he's another one. He's, like I said, he also never won a Royal Rumble, never main evented WrestleMania.
One of the greatest entrances
ever.
His entrance is amazing.
And his
If
wrestling,
they played a full entrance, yeah.
And his wrestling is top tier. But maybe Finn is one of those guys who just, he likes what he does.
Maybe.
He enjoys that part of it. And
there was a point before the Judgment Day, though. They didn't seem to give him the chances either.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have matches. They weren't booking him for, like, where's Finn?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely someone who's pretty prominent.
But maybe now this is the beginning of a new page. Maybe. Of a new chapter, I mean.
It is because, again, he is getting TV time. It's a high-profile storyline. People are definitely invested in it. So, yeah, hopefully it's something that sets him on a different trajectory. But I'd kind of like to shift a little bit over to somebody who I think we'll all have very, very strong feelings about. The prize fighter, Mr. Kevin Owens. I mean, he hasn't had a singles title since 2017. That's crazy. Got fed to the Wolves multiple times. The Wolves being the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens never won a Royal Rumble, never main evented WrestleMania. Like, there are certain names that you would think they'd have at least one of those things. AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. Zero Royal Rumble wins. One WrestleMania main event. One. Like, that's something. And Kevin Owens, what doesn't he do, bro?
Everything.
What doesn't this man do
for his size?
Everything. He can, as far as
Kevin Owens can do everything.
His wrestling is S tier.
Yeah.
He can talk.
His mic work is excellent.
His mic work is great. His music is dope. Like Kevin Owens, and he can be funny.
I would love a promo battle
between
Kevin Owens and MJF.
Oh, dude.
Kevin Owens is CM Punk.
You
haven't had that yet.
He needs to come back, man.
Yeah.
He needs to come back. Kevin Owens is someone who he jumps out at me. When I think of wrestlers that have been misused.
Same thing. Same thing with Finn. And the other example. For some reason, they start off strong.
Yeah.
They give you all this hope, like this guy's that, and you fall in love with these guys.
I mean, you couldn't start off stronger than Kevin Owens. He beat John Cena his first match on the main roster.
Called him out.
Beat him clean.
Beat you clean.
Beat him clean. Like that was
held the title. Came in and did that as NXT champion.
Yeah, I mean that was serious, man. That was serious work.
I think if also Kevin Owens fell victim to the same thing that Finn Balor fell victim to. under the Vince, no, that too, and under the Vince McMahon era. Vince McMahon, you have to be had a
Yeah.
certain look.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin Owens didn't have that look.
No.
You know, so once again, probably Vince didn't believe in him. Like he could be like a goon. He can like from time to time he could be like an ultimate badass that we can push halfway that up the card, but he'll never be the guy.
He was an indie darling.
You know,
Vince did not like indie darlings.
No.
Think about it. All the guys that we mentioned. They're all indie darlings.
Yep.
Because AJ Styles was over at NJPW. And then he did time in Ring of Honor. You know? Like, it was no joke. Is that dark? Sorry,
And it's the same.
And
It's like Vince. It's like he did that, give them those championships just to satisfy the fans. Because a lot of fans were indie darling fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when a good time those were converging.
They were
the world.
It felt like like sometimes, you give something to somebody just so they have it on their resume.
Exactly.
But if you really look at it, it's like, what the hell?
Because after that, it's just Kevin Owens had it up and down. He had great feuds, but like
his work
his work has been great, and he should have had longer runs with what he was
his
doing.
feud with Cody.
Oh,
I mean,
great.
Don't get me wrong.
The work he puts in.
I think he had great feuds, but they didn't. He had great feuds, but a lot of times it was with the same people.
Yeah.
Like how many times I'm gonna have him and Sammy feud? How about let me see him and Sammy as a heel tag team?
That'd be great.
Killing everything.
Yeah.
Dropping awesome promos every week.
Yeah, which they definitely could.
Doing awesome matches with the Usos. How about that? Build up the tag team division with Kevin and Sammy.
Do what you did. They did that with the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kevin and Seth.
Yeah.
Kevin and Seth.
I like that. That would be
I
fun.
like that team. That was a great
That
team.
would be fun. But yeah, KO. I don't see any. I don't see any weaknesses. Except the one thing is he gets hurt.
Yeah,
he gets hurt, and that definitely matters. Even as we speak, the man is out, and it's not a minor injury. It's a very serious one. So
been out for almost a year now.
Yeah, you got to be able to. You got to be able to be available, right? The best ability is available. And KO is just, there are times that he gets hurt, but still, if you look at what he's accomplished a lot, yeah, but there are certain things that, yeah, like he's never. I don't think he's won a chamber match either.
Mm-mm.
He hasn't won a chamber match. He hasn't main evented WrestleMania. He hasn't won a Royal Rumble. He's been Money in the Bank, has he?
Has he catched in?
I don't think he's been Money in the
I
Bank.
don't think he has any of those. To be honest, might have been
crazy.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
That's crazy. Wait, let's see here. Let's make sure.
He's
But yeah,
peaking.
yes, he is. No,
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Yeah, but I think he's as far as male wrestlers go, male superstars, he's like the poster boy for misused Mr. Superstar. Let's see. No. No, he has not.
Wow.
He has not.
He has not.
Wow.
Nope.
You just said poster boy. How about we give the ladies a chance?
Okay.
How about the poster girl?
You've got somebody in mind.
I've got somebody in mind. The one and only Bailey.
Big booty Bailey.
Big booty Bailey.
We love you, Bailey.
You're awesome, Bailey.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Oh,
But
no,
apparently WWE doesn't think you're
They're
awesome
doing
because
Bailey
they
dirty.
treat you like a redheaded stepchild
Yes.
all the time. Like the advertisement at WrestleMania, I don't even think you're in it.
Nope.
This is the girl that she's part of the Four Horsemen. She main evented WrestleMania. She won the Royal Rumble. I think she was Money in the Bank one time. I remember when her and Sasha Banks was tag team champion, SmackDown champion, and Raw champion.
Yes, they had all the belts.
They had all the belts for like a year. But a lot of times they don't talk about Bailey the same way they talk about Charlotte
Nope.
or Becky.
And they
They
absolutely
don't
should.
give her praise like that.
They absolutely should, and they don't.
It's weird, man. It's crazy. I don't get it.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Bailey should be Becky Lynch level, walking through and doing whatever she wants, getting title match. You know what I mean? Like, it's you got, and I'm gonna say it, you got Jade Cargill as a champion. No, you should have gave that to Bailey. Why?
Bailey would have killed it right now.
Killed it as that champion. Are you kidding me?
And Bailey, Bailey, she went to AAA and she had a match in AAA against Lady Flammer and she lost. And she tapped out to AJ
recently.
and then they throw her into this tag team angle. It's like whatever you tell her to do, she just does it. It's like she's the ultimate.
She had the whole damage control thing, which I never really
She's
liked.
like the ultimate company. She's like the ultimate.
Like damage.
I was never down with damage.
She's like the ultimate company girl in that way. Like, listen, what you need me to put people over, I'll put them over. You need me to do this, I'll put them over because Bailey's beloved and they know that. They know that. But I agree. Like even with all that, she's not talked about that way.
No,
she just is not. And if I'm thinking about the all-time greats, I'm not having that conversation without mentioning Bailey early and often. I don't know that I can say she is the greatest of all time, but is she one of them?
Yes.
Oh, fucking yeah. Hell yeah, she is. How is she not? And I definitely feel like WWE understands how that real fans, the hardcore fans, the returning fans, that's how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
So they know they can put Bailey in whatever angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's wild, man.
Yeah. I like to throw another lady in the mix. And maybe there's gonna be, I don't know if anybody else had anybody else after this one I'm gonna throw out there, but maybe this could be the final one. You got one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It'll be a quick one because it's more.
Oh, we got two more. We got two more. I'm gonna throw a newcomer. Well, she's kind of a newcomer to us. I'm gonna throw in Chelsea Green.
Oh, well done, sir.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're keeping her on television, even though that she's injured. I like the fact that they know that there's some talent there, but they won't push her to the extent that we want them to push them.
I don't like what they're doing. She's funny enough as it is. You don't have to force the butt of the joke. Don't put her in a wheelchair and push her out of every scene. Like, I get it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but I think, don't do it all the time.
She doesn't have to be the butt of the joke of every other wrestler's joke. Like, no, she's already by herself funny.
She's cursed. She's cursed
Mm-hmm.
because she can make this dumb shit. She can make these
good.
things work.
Yeah,
it's a curse, but
look at what she's doing with Ethan Page. What she was doing with
that was fun.
That was great.
That was entertaining. Even when it was like, all right, she's not getting a spotlight in the ring. Well, at least they're featuring her in other things.
Yeah.
But in the ring, she can go. Those matches she had with Penta, all those in Lucha Underground.
She's both grown men.
Like Chelsea Green can definitely go, and yeah, I agree that she's
and it's just
terribly
charisma. She has such a presence. She's funny. She's witty. You can tell. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just another ball drop with them because she's not a Charlotte. Rhea. Well, Michael Hayes' words.
Yeah.
She's very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
But I think that there's hidden potential there. Like I feel like there's a side of her because we're used to seeing her be funny. And even if it's not necessarily goofy, it's still more entertaining than anything else. But I feel like there's a lot to be had from a serious Chelsea Green like heel turn or a serious Chelsea Green babyface run. Not like a comedy thing.
No.
Like a serious, because the promos that she could cut, I feel like there's a lot there. Usually when you're really funny, you can also be a very good actor like we were talking about. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, he's a comedian, and a lot of comedians, they're really good actors, and I feel like Chelsea would absolutely kill.
She would.
She would kill something like that.
Yeah.
She
really
would. Can you let her wrestle more? And
Yeah.
when she does wrestle, can you let her win some matches?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to this new women's intercontinental championship. I can see her rocking that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can have her. She would have a killer run as the
her.
female intercontinental championship.
I think she could do without those that other girl too.
I'm a fire.
Yeah, she's fine by herself. She doesn't need
Yeah,
And if you're gonna give her someone that's intimidating.
Well, she had Piper Niven, but they don't even know if Piper Niven is ever gonna freaking wrestle again.
Jesus.
Although she said she will. But regardless, yeah, I think Chelsea is definitely someone who can. She's great at getting over on her own.
Yeah,
100%, 100%. So the person that I'm gonna mention, it's a complicated case. Because for me, it's not so much a wrestler as it is a moment, although I do think she has been misused throughout her careers. Asuka. And I'm gonna say why. No, I'm gonna say why. I'm gonna say why.
I knew Mark had to mention one of his Asian girls.
Okay. You're so racist. It's really a moment though. It's really a moment. And the moment is, and because we're talking about being misused, poorly booked, when Asuka tapped to Charlotte.
Mark will never let that go.
I'm not.
What WrestleMania was that? What WrestleMania was that?
I should know that. I should know that, considering how much
that
I
was
hate
years ago. That was years
ago.
Care.
I don't care. Like, she was undefeated for how long?
That traumatized Mark.
Yeah. She was undefeated for how long?
Like the whole year.
The whole year, man.
Okay.
And it was a big storyline.
For her to tap to Charlotte for what?
Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
For what? WrestleMania 34. For what?
No reason.
What was the point?
No reason.
What was really the point?
That's when Charlotte was holding Charlotte.
I hated it. I hated it. And
yeah, that was stupid. I didn't like that either.
And
I love Asuka.
And even me, I think Asuka, they talk about her. And if you really, really look at it, you look at her title reigns, there's really not a lot to it. She was never like it. And I understand that she didn't speak the language, whatever. Io Sky doesn't, and Io Sky is incredible. The way they talk about her, the way she's featured. Asuka is kind of like they just throw her into anything because she'll bring it legitimacy. Mm-hmm. But I have always felt that her tapping out to Charlotte was poor booking at its finest.
I think they improved slightly. Like, I like this badass, everybody's a little bit scared of Asuka type gimmick that she has.
Yeah, me
this
too.
New gimmick. Especially when she was with Kyrie. You know, when they were doing the Survivor Series match, it kind of felt like she was kind of leading the women's team.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that they gave her that gimmick. Like, I'm a veteran. I've been doing this shit for years. I'm also a badass. I'll whoop everybody ass in here. I like that they did that. But they just have to, I guess, keep on doing that or treat her like the badass. Give her a singles run. You know? They try to, like, I keep on referring to the Women's Intercontinental Championship because I felt like this championship should be like the workhorse championship for the women.
And there's also a lot of prestige around that title, right?
It's always, and they need to build it up more. It's a brand new chip.
Like the fact that Becky had it and Becky can go, AJ had it and AJ can go. They have to keep it going.
Lyra can go. Yeah.
Lyra had it and she can go. Make it the workhorse championship for the women. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And Asuka will be perfect for that.
Yeah.
Badass matches.
Yeah. I mean, Asuka
making people tap.
she's
Sorry, I'm fired up.
just like I said.
Green Miss.
It's just like
right
I
in your
said.
face, right in your face.
If you really dive into like her title runs and her title reigns and what she was used for, a lot of times she was a transitional champion. A lot of times she got the championship off of Becky because Becky got pregnant. Like there was a lot of missed opportunities I think with Asuka, but for me the biggest one is just her tapping to Charlotte was just an egregious error on WWE's part, and I'll never forgive them for that. But I had to do it, guys. So
Nice.
yeah, I got it. I got it out of my system.
Exercise your demons, nigga.
Yeah, I did.
Dang.
And you gotta say the N word.
Just bleep it out.
I can't say that word anyway.
Thanks,
So
guys.
yeah, is that it?
I think so.
Yeah?
I said that was gonna be my last one.
What do you think?
I
think
that's
that's
I said to myself I would end with the N word. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So don't forget to like, subscribe, follow.
Fuck, don't forget. Subscribe right now. Subscribe right now.
Okay.
You don't have to remember
Nah.
if you can subscribe right
Now.
now. Do it right now.
Now.
Do it right now.
Now.